Uh-oh, I can see the concern on your face. You have a strategy retreat coming up for your team and you do not have an agenda yet. Don't worry, I got you.
Got this. I got this.
You want to make it valuable. You want to make it worthwhile. You want to make it productive. But you've never run a strategy retreat. I know, but don't worry. I got you. I've run hundreds of strategy retreats for teams and organizations all over the world, and I've packed all of that experience into this one video by showing you the 4 questions that you should get answered at every strategy retreat. To show you what I mean, let's get into the video and answer those questions. Several years ago, I was elected to the board of the National Speakers Association in New York City. Celebrate, enter fireworks. Don't get too excited, it was as treasurer. As we got closer to the board strategy retreat, I took some time to talk one-on-one with each member of the board to learn about their vision and their plan for the year. Through those conversations, I realized that as a team, we weren't a team. We didn't have a clear vision or a clear plan, collectively what we wanted to do for the year. Everyone said something different. Our team was all over the place. I knew the only way we were going to walk away from that upcoming strategy retreat feeling aligned is if we tackled these 4 questions at the retreat. Here they are. Question number 1, where are we going? Question number 2, what are we going to be doing? Question number 3, who is going to do it? And question number 4 is, when are we going to do it? Sounds simple, right?
Yes, they are.
Well, even though the questions may sound simple, getting to the answers aligned as a team is a lot harder than you think. So let's break down each question just a little bit further. Starting with the first question, which is, where are we going? So imagine you are standing at the base of a mountain with your team, and you're all looking at these 3 different mountain peaks in front of you, and you can see the peaks in each mountain, and your team looks at you and says, well, boss, which mountain are we going to climb? Okay, maybe they don't have that accent. This is the big picture. This is the final destination. This answers the question, where are we going to go over the next period of time? By picking which mountain peak, you're kind of like plugging in a GPS coordinates for your team. I know some of you are like, Tom, I don't want to climb the mountain. How about we just drive up there? I wish success were that easy. The retreat I was a part of for the National Speakers Association, we were planning for the whole year. Other groups that I've worked with, they've planned for only 3 months or 6 months. So the answer to this question is going to be based on where you are going over the next period of time, which is usually either 1 year, 6 months, or 3 months. The amount of time should be decided ahead of time before the retreat. Answer the question, where are we going? The team is going to be looking at you, the leader, for guidance. They're going to be wondering, is this the quarter where we're going to launch a new product? Are we focusing on sales growth this quarter? Or are we focusing on reducing expenses and streamlining our operations? Please don't fire me, please don't fire me, please don't fire me.
Please don't fire me.
By answering this question, you and your team will have a clear framework from which to answer the next question. And that next question, which is, what are we going to do? Our team here at Swift Kick, we have this Google Excel file called the Big Brainstorm Bucket. The idea of this file is that anytime someone comes up with an idea, bing,
I like this guy.
to help improve or grow the company, it goes onto that document, and they know, and we know, we all know that during the what are we going to do part of the strategy retreat, it will get suggested as an option for us to do. And I'll admit, it also has a bunch of
Are you considering this?
type of ideas on there too. Our brainstorm doc has some very tangible ideas like clean up our CRM and remove all the duplicates. And then it also had some really wild, crazy ideas like get SwiftKick accredited for continuous learning credits in higher ed. The point of our big brainstorm bucket is that every idea on the list will get a chance to be talked about at the strategy retreat and chosen for that next period of time. Obviously, most never do, because we have to filter it down. There are 3 steps to filtering the list down to what you're actually going to do during this period of time. The first step is to have each person in your group individually pick which ideas from the list they think work well with the answer to that first question, which you remember is, where are we going? The second step is reveal all the answers of the individual people, and any ideas that are above the majority of votes automatically go on to the next round. But then any ideas that have less than the majority, they're put up for a quick discussion, a 2-minute, 1-minute debate about that topic to see if maybe the group changes their mind. They go, oh, now that I understand it better, we will send it on to the next round. Then the third step can take a while, because you are going to talk about each idea in depth to determine where it fits on the veto matrix. No, this has nothing to do with Neo, Keanu Reeves, or blue pills.
Disappointed!
I can feel the disappointment through the screen. So what is the veto matrix? Why does that happen every time I say that phrase? Well, the veto matrix is a 4-part chart based on 2 criteria. On the y-axis, you're asking how much value the idea gives to organizations from high value to low value. On the x-axis, you're asking how many resources, time, money, and effort will it take to do this idea, from high effort to low effort resources. Once you talk through each idea and plot it on the veto matrix, then it's time to filter things down again. Items that are in the lower left corner should just be delayed. Put them back on the brainstorm list to be reviewed at a future retreat. Items in the lower right corner only do if time allows, so keep them on the list for now. Items in the upper right should be done for sure. They are high value, low resources, so they're like your no-brainer activities. Items in the upper left corner should be discussed again individually and filtered down. You have to be very selective about what you choose in that quadrant. These projects in this quadrant will be the ones that take up the bulk of your time. In our team, we usually get rid of about 70% of the ideas that are in that quadrant, because we know we don't have time to do them that quarter. We love them, they fit the theme, but not for this quarter. Once you have gone through each box, you are now done with what should we do part of the meeting. And it's time to move on to the who is going to do it part of the meeting. By now, every item left is something that you and the team should feel okay with doing, because it fits perfectly with the answer to your first question, which is, where are we going? But that's still not enough, because there's still one final filter, which is who is going to do it. Every task and project needs a champion. Someone should only be the champion for a task or project if they can say yes, yes,
yes,
to these 3 questions. Question number 1, does this project fit within my wheelhouse of my role? Question number 2, am I personally excited to do this project and or know that I need to do it for the sake of the company? Number 3, do I actually have time to do this project? If they can say yes, yes, yes to all 3, then they would put their name next to that project. That's how you answer the question, who is going to do it? Our team takes this one step further, and we actually map out roughly how many extra hours we have to allocate for new projects for that next quarter. So we can be very clear on answering that question, do I actually have time to do this project? Instead of just guessing. We do this through a simple math calculation. Pull out those calculators. First, we find out how many hours are going to be in the whole quarter. Then we subtract how many hours we spend taking care of just our regular daily, weekly, or monthly tasks. Then we subtract how many hours we're gonna use for personal trips, holidays, or one-off events like conferences. And then that final number we have is how many hours we actually have for that quarter to allocate to new projects. People are often shocked at how low that number is. Once everyone has gone through the list of possible projects left and put their name next to the ones that they are going to work on or lead, it's time to move on to the last and final question. We're almost there, which is, when are we going to do it? If your strategy retreat is to set your team up for the next 3 months or quarter, then the answer to this question is, what week or weeks are we going to be working on the project? To do this, first, each person should map out what their quarter looks like week by week, because some weeks will already be jam-packed because of pre-planned events or conferences or even holidays. It's good to know ahead of time which of these weeks are our busiest so that we don't just put all of our projects on that week. Have your team go through each of their projects and slowly place them onto the week or weeks that they plan to work on those projects. Some projects will require coordinating schedules between several people who are involved so that the weeks chosen will work for everyone that's involved.
That's a lot to process.
Once every project is placed on a specific week or weeks, it should all be transferred to your team's preferred project management software or system like Asana or something like that. Heads up, this part of the meeting is at the end and it can be exhausting, so you as a leader have to keep that energy up, keep your team going. And there you have it, the roadmap for a strategy retreat that doesn't go in circles and actually takes you somewhere. So let's quickly recap the 4 key questions that will make your retreat amazing. Question number 1, where are we going? This is where you choose which of those mountains you're going to climb. Set your big picture goal and align your team's compass towards that peak. Number 2, what are we going to do? In the brainstorming and filtering stage, you're to turn your ideas into actionable plans. Remember, it's not just about dreaming big, it's also about being smart with the
Here I come.
Veto Matrix. There it is again. Why? Every time. Number 3, who is going to do it? Here you assign champions for each task. It's all about matching the project with the passion, expertise, and bandwidth of the person. If it's not a resounding yes to all 3 questions, it's a no. And then the next question, when are we going to do it? We schedule it out. Allocate your team's time wisely, considering pre-planned events and individual capacities. It's about making every week count. Remember, a strategy retreat is more than just a meeting. It is a launch pad for your team's success. It's where clarity meets action. And with those questions, I have no doubt that you'll run a great retreat. And if you like this video, you should check out all of our videos and also subscribe to our channel because we have lots of great content to help you to engage your people. Speaking of which, my name is Tom. I'm here to help you to engage the people on your dance floor. I'll see you in the next video.